Good morning, Year 5, and it's Mrs. Mehebi here again with your last reading lesson for this week. So with it being a Thursday, we are going to answer questions from the text. So we are learning to make inferences from the lyrics of the song and use evidence to support our answers. And we did a little bit of this last week, so we're going to build on it this week. So we're going to make inferences by the text, and we're going to use evidence to support our answers. So let's do a question together first. How do you think people feel whilst waiting for the show to begin? So that's asking me, how do I think people feel? So I'm going to have a feeling in my answer whilst waiting for the show to begin. And because I've read the text already, I know that there's possibly more than one feeling, so I might go for two. Use evidence from the text to support your answer. So I know when it says use evidence from the text, we have to try and explain the answer and then get the evidence to back our answer up or explain the reason behind our answer. I go back to the question again. How do you think people feel whilst waiting for the show to begin? Use evidence from the text to support your answer. So I'm going to have to look at the text first. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. We've already said that made the show sound unique and exciting. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor, and buried in your bones is an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind. All that was real is left behind. So I'm going to go for just two feelings. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. That's excitement. And then we've got this whole bit about the searching in the dark and the sweat, but particularly this bit, taking your breath, stealing your mind. So as well as excitement, they might also be feeling a little bit unsure or nervous about what the show's going to hold. So this is what my answer would look like. I think people might feel excited because it says, and this is where I quote my text, the bit that I've just highlighted, I think people feel excited because it says, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. I also think people might feel nervous because it says taking your breath and stealing your mind. And for this bit, I think we need to explain it a little bit more. So instead of just leaving my answer there, I put so they might not know what to expect and will be shocked. Go back to my question again. How do you think people will feel whilst waiting for the show to begin? Use evidence from the text to support your answer. So I've got two feelings. I think people might feel excited. I also think they might feel nervous. And I've backed it up with two bits of evidence from the text, and I've explained one of them in more detail. So they might not know what to expect and will be shocked. On your sheet, you have got some very similar questions to mine, and I've done some sentence stems for you. So your first question is, look at the second section of verse 1. How does the writer give the impression that this will be an extreme event? So extreme means adding that hint of danger. Use evidence to support your answer. So I've got the frame for you. In the text it says, which gives the impression, remember gives the impression means make you think that the show is going to be. So you go back to the text, you'd read it, get your evidence and check that you can fill in the gaps. Our next question is, how do you know that the audience, as they watch the show, are likely to see things they've never thought real or possible before? Use evidence from the text. So again, you go back to the text. It says, what does it say to show that people are likely to see things they've never thought real or possible before? It says something in the text, which is a way of saying that they've never seen it before or it's impossible. It also says, which means the audience will experience new, unfamiliar things. Okay, so you've got your questions like this. Look at verse 1. Something exciting is going to happen. The impression is going to be an extreme event. How does the writer try to persuade the audience that the show is everything they've been looking for? And again, we've got the sentence stems. And then finally, look at the chorus. Find evidence in the text that suggests the troupe are bright stars of the show and nothing is going to stop them performing. Okay, so if you can answer those questions, remember the main part is, can you use evidence from the text to back up your answer? And in some parts you might need to explain it a little bit more clearly. Okay, and email your answers to your teachers. Thank you, and I'll be back with you next week.